Welcome back, everybody, to Wager Talk TV. I'm Ross the Boss Benjamin of WagerTalk.com. I'm here to talk about the Buffalo Bills today. Looking at their regular season win total, over or under 11.5. Looking at their AFC odds at minus 120, AFC East odds, that is, at minus 125. And their Super Bowl odds, it varies anywhere from 8-1 to 10-1. So let's talk about their schedule. First of all, they're going to be playing 9 of their 17 games will be against teams that made the playoffs a season ago, and they, especially the top portion of their schedule or the beginning of their schedule in the first 4 weeks, very difficult. But I think the Bills have shown that they could win difficult games in the past. I like the addition of DJ Moore, giving them a true number one receiver. We'll get to that in just a bit. They also have tough games, though, against teams that did not make the playoffs a season ago in Kansas City, Baltimore, and Detroit. But the good thing about that, all those games will be at home. New head coach. Now, this is always a concern when there's a head coaching change. The only good thing that comes with this head coaching change as far as the transition is Joe Brady, the new head coach, was their offensive coordinator in recent seasons. So he has some familiarity with the personnel, and the personnel has familiarity with Joe Brady. Now, the biggest difference is going to be, or the biggest concern to me in terms of the transition, is hiring Jim Leonhard as their defensive coordinator. Now, I love Jim Leonhard. I love the hire. I think it's going to pay dividends over the long haul, but we're looking at a drastic difference in scheme. We're going from the traditional 4-2-5 that Sean McDermott teams played to Jim Leonhard 3-5-3, where the two outside linebackers play with their hands in the ground. So there's going to be a little bit of a learning curve there, especially early on, but I think with the personnel changes Bills made on defense, namely guys like Bradley Chubb and D. Alford, C.J. Gardner, those are some good acquisitions in the offseason. I think this defense is going to be much better than they were a season ago, and I think the Bills' defense is going to be much better over the long haul with the hiring of Jim Leonhard, and hopefully he's there for a couple of years, because I think this guy has head coach written all over him in the future. Obviously, you have Josh Allen, one of the best quarterbacks in football. I had somebody tell me yesterday at the blackjack tables here in Las Vegas that Josh Allen can't win the big one. Well, I mean, I guess there's some degree of truth to that. But if you look at Josh Allen and his playoff performances, his playoff stat line, this guy has put up great numbers during the postseason. Now, he did throw 3 interceptions in the Denver game, and I guess you could look at that, but he also gave them a great opportunity to win, losing that game in overtime. And you add in DJ Moore, all of a sudden now Josh Allen has a number one receiver, a true number one, that he didn't have in recent seasons. He hasn't had a true number one since Stephon Diggs, and that connection worked very well. Again, the Buffalo Bills, you're looking at minus 125 to win the AFC East. I think New England is going to be hard-pressed to be even as close to as good a record as they posted last year. The schedule is not going to be as kind to them this season as it was last season. I think they're not going to catch teams by surprise this year, and I think Buffalo has the better personnel on both sides of the ball. And I think you're looking at the Bills at minus 125. I don't like to really bet futures odds when teams are laying juice like minus 125. But in this particular instance, with only 4 teams in the division and 2 of those teams probably not going to be a factor, it's going to be down to New England and the Buffalo Bills. Miami and the Jets are going to be hard-pressed to win 4 or 5 games apiece this year. So I like Buffalo at minus 125 to win the AFC East. And I also think I like Buffalo as well at odds of plus 800 to come out of anywhere from 8-1 to 10-1 to come out of the AFC. I think the other team that I really like in the AFC is Baltimore. I touched upon that in another video you're going to be able to watch with me and Teddy Covers. But there you have it, folks. And, you know, I will say this. Brand new stadium, $2.2 billion stadium in Buffalo this year. there's going to be a lot of pressure on head coach Joe Brady in his first year, and more so on existing general manager Brandon Beane, who's been there for the last 9 years, in which the Bills have made the playoffs 8 times. They fired successful head coach Sean McDermott because he couldn't get him over the top into the Super Bowl. Now he's hiring a first-time head coach and a guy who has been a coordinator for a couple years. There's going to be a lot of pressure on both of those gentlemen. But I think the Bills and management will be up to the task. I like them to win the AFC East, and I like them to at least get to the AFC Championship game this year. So there you have it. Don't forget, folks, you can find me at wt.buzz/RB. And college football just around the corner, folks. #1 over the last 3 years in college football. When you combine my win percentage and units earned, #1 last year, #1 3 years ago, #2 2 years ago. So consistent numbers in college football. And you can find all of my videos for Wager Talk TV at my personal link at Wager Talk TV YouTube channel by going to wt.buzz/Ross TV. Until the next time, take care and God bless, folks.